Hey guys, and welcome back to a new episode of Bizarre Matchups. Today we got Pucci versus Diavolo, and I think it is a really interesting matchup with lots of possibilities. So stay till the end and tell me what you think about this matchup. Before we begin, quick shout out to my lovely girlfriend who had the idea for this fight, and also don't forget to subscribe if you like. So let's go. First up, the rules. As in my previous video, the battlefield will be a normal city, so cars, everything, but no people. The starting point is 100 meters away from each other, and there is no prep time whatsoever. For this fight, we'll be using Pucci's Made in Heaven form. So let's begin. First, we got Pucci. The stand Made in Heaven is very strong. It can accelerate time basically to infinity. How this works is that everything in the universe gets accelerated really fast besides humans. And yes, humans, there is this scene where a fish is decomposing really fast, so animals are not excluded from this effect. Humans live this whole experience with their normal sense of time, but everything around them is moving really fast. For example, if you would drop a pen, it would be immediately on the floor because it moves so fast. At some point, even the Earth is moving so fast that it looks like the sun is spinning around the Earth really fast. In all actuality, of course, the Earth is spinning really fast, but whatever. The advantage that Pucci gets from that is that he is also moving really fast. And since he can accelerate to infinite speed, there's no limit as to what impact this could have on someone. And of course, Pucci is able to reset the universe when time accelerated to a certain point. As Pucci describes it, this is just the absolute fate of the universe. So one universe dies, another is born, and so on and so on. And then we got Diavolo, of course. The abilities of his stand King Crimson can get a little messy, but I will try to explain it as good as possible. First up, the stand consists of two stands basically, as Diavolo's personality is split between him and Doppio. The little face on King Crimson's forehead is this stand of Doppio. And what this basically does is take a brief look into the future, but only a couple of seconds that is. And King Crimson himself, well, he can erase time. What this means is that basically a time frame of up to 10 seconds is erased from everyone's perception basically. In this time frame, only Diavolo will know and experience what happens. And thus he's also the only one who can change events. What he basically does is remove the cause of an effect, but the effect still remains. And what this means is that he can also remove causes as well. So he can basically decide what does happen and what doesn't in this time frame. When his ability ends, everyone and everything is basically zapped into the position and state that Diavolo caused it to be. But this doesn't mean that no actions of someone else in that time frame doesn't exist anymore or anything. For example, if you throw a punch, you still threw that punch. Diavolo only has the free ability to do whatever he wants with that. So he can dodge the punch, take someone else, and let them receive the punch, or whatever he can imagine basically. And now, who would win? Who would win in this fight? I've come up with 3 scenarios basically as to what would happen if both abilities of Diavolo and Pucci are cast at the same time. Scenario 1 would be under the assumption that King Crimson is really removing time, and time is seen as one construct and one construct only. And basically what I want to say with that is that where there's no time, there's nothing to be accelerated for by Made in Heaven. In theory, this would render Made in Heaven completely useless, as this would mean no time, no acceleration. This of course would lead to an easy win for Diavolo, as he can just walk up to him and rip his heart out. The second scenario is that the ability of King Crimson would be affected by the time acceleration of Made in Heaven. And what I mean by that is that basically the ability would not have any relativity to the now much faster flowing time. So the erasure of a second wouldn't even mean a fraction of a second that Diavolo is experiencing. So he can't even do anything in this up to and maximum 10-second time frame, as these 10 seconds without relativity are just nothing. For example, a perceived second from Diavolo while time is accelerated would be, I don't know, about an hour or a day in whatever state of acceleration the time is currently. So a real second, a second in the flow of time, would be just a fraction of the perceived second. I hope you get what I mean. This of course would lead Pucci to easily defeat Diavolo, as his ability is now completely useless, and thus this would mean an indefinite win for Pucci. Scenario 3 is that King Crimson's ability does behave relative to the time acceleration. And I think this is the most balanced scenario, as Pucci would be very fast, but Diavolo could basically use the 10 seconds that he has to take actions. I think this would be the most interesting scenario, as a fight in this state could go either way. If Diavolo is able to reach Pucci in time, he could probably kill him in one hit. If he doesn't, Pucci will basically speed blitz him. In this scenario, I do think Pucci would have the upper hand, as we've seen a rather similar fight with him against Jotaro. And I know stopping time is somewhat different to erasing time. Also, this is why I didn't take into account that stopping time would somehow be relative to the accelerated time, as this is a time stop. But while the erase time, the pacing of time and everything that happens is still normal. So basically there is time going on. But anyways, the point is that Pucci was able to defeat Johto even with his time stop. On the other hand, it's hard to predict how the time that Diavolo experiences in his erased time frame would be perceived by him, and what the outcome would be. If it behaves relative to the accelerated time, everything would happen really, really fast, and he would have struggles and basically not the ability to impact as good as he would have with normal moving time. This is all up for interpretation, and now I want to know, what do you think? Which scenario is more likely? What would happen? Who would win? And maybe you have your own scenario. Please let me know. I'm really interested as to what you guys think on who would win. I will make a poll in the info card where you can tell me who you think is the winner here. And if you like that, please subscribe and like. It would really help me out, and it does motivate me a lot to do more of these. I also want to say thank you for 200 subscribers. It's really cool, and it's just great. So thank you all, and I hope you have a great day. See you next time.